Good afternoon, everyone. We will be starting this webinar in just a few short minutes. We'll give people a few minutes to log in, so just bear with us. For those of you who've just joined, we'll be starting this webinar in just a few minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this live webinar on how to make money online, sponsored by BIGtoken. I'm Natalie Santos. I will be your operator for this webinar, and we're just going to jump right into it now. So I'd like to introduce to you the host of this webinar, Russ Gooberman. Russ, can you please take it away?
I can. Thank you so much, Natalie. Natalie, our operator for today. Welcome everybody to our webinar for Making Money Online. My name is Russ. I'm the head of user acquisitions for BIGtoken, the Make Money app. Today, we've got a couple of amazing influencers for you guys that are masters of making money with their mobile devices, making money through referrals, basically getting income while they sleep with their devices working for them. So I just want to give you a sense of what we're going to go over today. We're going to try to get in and out of this webinar in under an hour. if we can. And here's what we're going to cover. We've got our two influencers, the first of which is our friend Shawn Willard, who runs the Passive Online Incomes YouTube channel and Facebook group. And then we've also got Patel, who's a former financial advisor for Meryl Lynch, who's going to talk a little bit about Legal Shield. And finally, I see Shawn popped up there. How you doing, Shawn?
Counting
There's
my
Ash.
money.
Hey,
And
Russ,
finally,
thanks.
how you guys doing? We're also going to talk to Kris Nelson, who's the co-founder and COO of BIGtoken, who's going to tell you a little bit about some of the new features in terms of referrals and getting paid for your friends signing up for BIGtoken. How you doing, Kris?
Great, thank you. Thanks everyone for being here.
Okay, so here is the rundown of what we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you guys, for those of you who aren't familiar, a quick summary of the BIGtoken app. Then we're going to talk to Shawn about two of his favorite passive income sources, which are Honeygain and Netbox Global. We're going to talk to Hash about Legal Shield and how he's used that to find a stable income even as an entertainer and comedian whose incomes aren't always reliable. And then we're going to go to Kris and talk about some of these new features of BIGtoken. Finally, we're going to go to a QA. So I would ask you guys, if you have any questions for any of the speakers about anything that they're talking about, please put it into the little box on the right-hand side. We're going to collect all those questions and we're going to be using them to ask our panelists at the end. So feel free to populate that with a bunch of questions that we can ask everybody. Also, if you want to share any insights from this webinar or anything you've learned today, the hashtag for this webinar is Big Money Webinar. So hashtag Big Money Webinar if you want to tweet about it or take an Instagram picture of yourself watching the webinar, you're welcome to do that. So let me give you a quick summary of what BIGtoken is. BIGtoken is a permission first data marketplace. What does that mean? Basically personal data, which is, your demographic data, your age, your gender, your income, all of this data is shared constantly by banks, by marketers, by Facebook, by Amazon. And typically you don't get any compensation for it. It's just taken and collected about you and used to target advertising at you. With BIGtoken, its philosophy is that data, that personal data, belongs to you. It's your property. And so you should have control over when you share it and when you don't. And you should be compensated when you decide to share it. And that's exactly what BIGtoken does. The ways that you can share this personal information on BIGtoken vary. There are surveys that you can take. You can check into locations. You can connect your social networks. All of these things earn you points within BIGtoken, and once you've earned enough points, you can cash out for a PayPal payment, for a gift card, or for a donation to charity if you decide to give away your personal information for a good cause. So that's basically the nature of the app. You can find it in the Google Play and the iOS store. We'll talk a little bit more with Kris about some of the new referral functionality, because another way to make money in BIGtoken is by recruiting friends and family and neighbors and getting them to use it and making money off of their actions and off of their sharing of their personal data on BIGtoken. And in that way, we've seen users gain a huge amount of income just from the people under them in their network sharing their data. So that is BIGtoken in a nutshell. I'd like to go to our first panelist now. He's a friend of BIGtoken. His name is Shawn Willard. He is a drywall contractor who found a way to innovate and to use mobile devices and an army of mobile devices, I understand, to earn himself passive income such that he's given himself financial independence, the ability to be at home with his daughter, things that we wish that we had more time to do. Shawn has found time to do. How you doing, Shawn?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Shawn, before I ask you about your services, can you just give us a sense of how you came to BIGtoken and what you find useful about it?
How did I come to BIGtoken? From another social media influencer that I learned from myself. SF734 is visual tech.
Oh, good shout out. Hey, SF734 Tech.
Thank you, man. Shout out to you. But anyways, I got in under his referral. At that time, it was only available for payments in the USA only. But worldwide users could use it. So I seen some value in it.
Because you're based in, you're based in Canada, right?
I'm based in Canada.
Right.
So I was working on it. I was earning. I wasn't able to cash out for the first 6 months of using it. So I also wasn't able to refer because I couldn't show work. So as soon as the worldwide payments came out, I was on getting my payment proof video out on YouTube and posting picture payment proofs out on social media websites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Get that picture payment proof and get that referral link and start building your downline earns.
Yeah,
It's
and you've built
literally
up
that easy.
a pretty significant downstream in BIGtoken.
I believe I
Um,
have over 350 users.
Yeah, that's serious.
So,
Okay,
I've
let
made
me ask
passive
you,
income.
speaking of passive income, let me ask you a little bit about Honeygain, which is a service that allows you to sell unused bandwidth. How does that work?
It's an application that is available for PC, Windows, Android devices, and also iOS Mac computers. You can download it from the Honeygain website. When you start with it, you will start with a $5 balance. You can cash out at $20. And I'm making one of these $20
That's
every
a
month.
Canadian 20.
But the best part about the Honeygain application and program is you can have 3 devices per ISP. So you have one internet connection in your home. If you have another internet connection that you're available to hook up these devices on, 3 of them, you could have them all running into the same account balance. You could start
Hey,
making one of
Shawn.
these every month.
Oh, that looks like a
$50
bigger
bill.
Canadian currency amount.
$50 bills.
Okay. Hey,
And you
can I
can
ask
keep
you?
going. You can keep going.
Can I ask you a question, Shawn? So in terms of the unused bandwidth, is this something that you just run kind of at night when you're not using the internet, or is it just something that runs 24/7 in the background?
This is something that runs 24/7 in the background of your device. There is no opening it daily. It's 100% passive. Once you've installed it, set it up, open it, it is now running in the background. And it is selling your unused bandwidth, which the general public that purchases unlimited bandwidth programs monthly don't even realize that we don't even use 1/10 of our actual allowed bandwidth. So why not make money back towards our internet bill?
And you say that you get in the
No.
neighborhood of $20 Canadian a month just from running this in the background?
No, $20 USD. I'm
Oh,
just showing you a
USD.
$20 Canadian bill, for example.
All right. Well, we're excited about USD. Well, that sounds
Me
great,
too.
and it sounds super easy. What about Netbox Global? So this is a blockchain-based browser. I guess you just use it as a substitute for your regular browser like Chrome or Firefox, etc.
I've chosen to use it as a complete replacement. I went from Chrome browser, which pays you nothing, bloats your computer, slows everything down, to CryptoTab browser, which is the exact same as Chrome, bloats your computer, slows everything down, but you earn a tiny bit of crypto. It's more about the referral-based system with CryptoTab browser. Still a great browser for earning. This particular browser is completely lightweight. I'm opening way more tabs on my computer, which I can earn more incomes from more sources on each tab. They're running flawlessly, and I'm earning off of all of my browsing activity, everything I do, in the form of NBX token, which is an ERC20 Ethereum token that can be easily exchanged up to Bitcoin.
So
and
in other
cashed
words,
into USD.
in other words, using this browser, you get a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, but different, that you can then exchange on a cryptocurrency exchange for Bitcoin or for US dollars or what have you.
Whatever particular currency you prefer, but Bitcoin is what everybody's after. But you're monetizing all of your browsing usage by using this particular browser. Anything you do on your browser. And it's the exact same interface as Chrome. Nothing changes.
So again, it's just another system that you can run in replacement for something that you're running already, which is your regular browser, and you're just racking up this cryptocurrency just by using it. Is it ad based?
And also running more of it. Pardon?
Is it ad based at all? Is it you have to watch ads within the browser to gain crypto?
Nope. Everything's the same. You
So
just
just
earn
earns as you go.
it. So I also teach many other ways to monetize your daily social footprint online, not just browsing, but Facebook, Twitter, anything, all your social footprint through the use of extensions, programs, websites, browsers. So if you're interested in anything like that, jump on over to my channel, Passive Online Incomes, YouTube.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Shawn. We're going to be asking you some more questions when we talk about referral tactics, but I'm going to go to Hash now. Hash Patel is a former currency trader with Merrill Lynch and a financial advisor. He has been able to find some freedom in his life to be an entertainer, an actor, writer, and a comedian, mostly due to a service called Legal Shield, which is an online law firm that has its own referral program. How you doing, Hash?
I'm doing great, Russ. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, thanks for coming here. Can you give us a sense of how you incorporate Legal Shield into your life and how it's given you the freedom to pursue your, your passions?
Well, it's a great product, so I love using it. And as you know, in the entertainment industry, you need NDAs and forms and contracts. I get all that through Legal Shield. I don't have to worry about finding a lawyer. And it gives me the freedom to do acting, comedy, write, do whatever I can do. You know how those schedules can be just erratic. So this I can work from my phone or my laptop, wherever I'm at, and it doesn't matter where I am and time or day. And we're in UK and we're also in Canada, so time zones are not a problem as well.
That's great. So on this next slide, we have this referral structure that Legal Shield has, and there are different rankings based on how many people you've signed up for the service. Can you give us just a quick sense of how that works?
So when you come in as an associate, your first sale, you'd be selling the product, and the top total would be $49.90. So let's say $50, and your first commission would be $60. So after that, if you do a couple and you rank up to each level, as you can see, you'll be getting $120 for selling something for $50, $140, as you see there on the slides, and it just keeps increasing for doing the same job.
Hey Hash, when you say selling something for $50, you mean that the subscription service for people who use Legal Shield is about $50 a month? Is that how it works?
That would be for the legal plan and also the ID Shield, which monitors your social media, your bank accounts, and your credit cards and all that kind of stuff. So your identity theft protection, basically.
Gotcha. So it sounds like a very useful service and a bunch of different filling your legal needs. And if you're selling it, you get these levels of commissions. So that's interesting. So, I mean, to get to these top tiers, what do you need to generate in terms of people and the amount of subscriptions that you're selling?
Well, it's based on two things. One, the amount of memberships that you do. I think in the first level, it's 3 memberships and 1 associate. So you also bring in a team member. You're starting to build your own empire. So you're building people underneath you to advance. And you can't advance unless you help your team also advance. So it's kind of one of those things where people are like, oh, you're just going to make money off me. Yes, I will make money, but while you're making $120 per sale, I'd be making maybe 20. So sometimes I wake up and I look at my phone, I have notifications that have been directly deposited into my account, and they're like, oh, you've got $1,000, $2,000, $7,000 from my team working. So it's us helping each other out.
So you're basically a sales manager, except that you're working remotely and you're doing it on a schedule of whenever you feel like.
Exactly.
That
you don't have a
pretty
boss
compelling.
to show up for anything like that, so it's great. I love that.
Super compelling.
Yeah.
That's great. Any final comments about Legal Shield and how you found it affecting your life and your, the type of people that you look forward to recruit for Legal Shield?
Well, we look forward to anyone really. Like, there's a great story about a mailman who's just going around and he's doing his mail route all the time, and then he found Legal Shield. This guy is worth $20 million now. Imagine that if you're a mailman and you found this, and you got to have the hunger and some motivation. And it depends on how much you want to make and how little you want to make. It's up to you, really. It's a great way to change your life.
Wow, that sounds super exciting. Thanks so much, Ash, for sharing that with us. And stick around because we've got some tips that we've collected from our panel about how to recruit people, because it's not second nature to everybody. Everyone isn't comfortable going up to their friends or family and telling them about a crypto browser or an online legal service. So we collected some tips from you guys. The first one was from Shawn, which is show payment proofs while posting your referral links. Can you expand on that a little bit, Shawn?
show your work. Show that you've done the work. If you can show that you've done the work yourself and you can show that payment proof, get that referral link, write a quick little header. Doesn't have to be too special, just something to catch people's eyes. Post it out there. And when people comment on your post, reach back to them, because that's the most important thing when it comes to growing an organic business, online or offline, is customer service. Because posting referral links is building your own business.
That's great. The next tip that we got was from Hash. Any captive audience is a new potential stream of recruits, even a stand-up comedy audience. Okay, so Hash, so if you're not, a natural gregarious stand-up comedian, how do you go about recruiting people if you feel a little bit nervous or reluctant about it?
Well, there's lots of different ways. I don't have enough time to get into them, but we provide you with the training. We provide you with scripts. So if you're not comfortable with it, you can say, hey, I can just send this video out to any of my potential clients, or you have a script in front of you that you can read on the phone. So it makes it a little easier for you. And you kind of memorize those things and it becomes second nature. And then you add whatever your personality is to it.
That sounds great. So did you say that you have a team of sort of backup salespeople, so that if you want to refer somebody for kind of more information, then you can get a closer on the phone basically and help them to understand what Legal Shield is?
We've got over 500,000 people that are in the company, and we go to these conferences, and it's like a family. So we just end up meeting great people, and they all give you their cards and say, add me on Facebook if you ever need a three-way call. Like if I'm talking to a client and I'm kind of fumbling and I can't get them, I say, hold on, let me have you talk to this person. They get on and they edify everything that they need to, and they're the expert for it, and they close the client for you.
Super cool. Okay, next tip we've got is from Shawn, who is a very prolific video creator on YouTube. Make video content. If you can show people step by step how to sign up, they're more likely to do it. I guess this is to your point, Shawn, of kind of show, don't tell.
No, show and tell.
Show and tell. Okay.
It's for myself, my personality type, I like video better than picture. So when I come to thinking about the way that I want to post my referral links, I have to think about the viewer. And there's so many different types of viewers. So you have to post a little bit of something for everybody. Some people prefer picture, some people prefer video, others prefer text. So you got to do a little bit of both. You got to switch it up and you got to get creative. But you got to personalize it too, though, and show work. Explain how it's done.
So in other words, being a robot and spamming everyone on your contact list is not the best way to gain referrals to these services.
I hate the word spamming, because when people hear spamming, they think scamming. Okay, they automatically, spamming goes to scamming, sorry. I spam, but I don't spam the same thing over and over and over again. And I don't spam in one single group over and over again. Spread it out. Get your name out there. And do this once a day.
Super great. So last referral tip was from Hash, was to recruit recruiters, that the more leaders and organizers you can find, the faster your referral network will grow. How do you identify those people, Hash? Is it just a matter of recruiting enough people that some of them are going to be, more go-getters than others?
I've learned to kind of go through the process differently. I see people that need the product first, and then if they join up, they see it, and then they say, well, how can I do this too? And from there, you kind of just see that people need it in their lives, and that way they talk more honestly about it. They can provide the product and not just be like, I'm trying to sell you something. Like, hey, this is how it worked for me. They kind of personalize it. So it's kind of easy to find people that way. And it's all, like I told you, the mail person to bartenders. It can be anybody.
Hey, so in your experience, Hash, with BIGtoken, how have you found that useful to you, and then useful to talk about when you're trying to build a referral network?
Oh, it's great. It's so easy to navigate, and it's crazy how quickly you get the points and you can monetize it. I've only been on it for a couple weeks and I'm already just killing it there. Love it.
So just the convenience of it gets people on board.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, I want to thank you guys again for your insight. For anybody wondering about the services that Shawn and Hash talked about, we're going to be sending you a copy of this presentation to the email that you registered with to the webinar, so you can have all the materials. You can look up Honeygain, Netbox Global, Legal Shield. You can also follow up on these guys' social media channels, which I encourage you to follow because there are lots of great tips that they've been doing for a long time. So thank you guys again for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so now I'm going to throw this over to Kris Nelson, who works with me at BIGtoken. He's the co-founder and COO of BIGtoken. He's going to tell you guys a little bit about our new referral system and how you guys are able to earn with the app that allows you to control your personal data. How you doing, Kris?
Thanks, Russ. Shawn, Hash, thanks for your content and your time. Really appreciate it. It's great insights for everybody. For those of you that are new to BIGtoken, as Russ said earlier, it's an application to earn from your data, from your information. And although that might sound a little bit confusing, the core of it is what you're doing most of the time is answering questions, you're taking surveys. It's quick and it's fun. It's a way for you to turn your time and attention and personal preferences and information into money. Like these guys can attest, and as they've been attesting, it's a great application to earn some passive income. One of the best ways people have done that, and as Shawn talked about and Hash talked about, is through referrals. You build your network, you're not only making money from what you're doing in the application, you're making money from everything your referrals are doing too. And so you answer a question, you make money. Your referral answers a question, you make money from that too. We have a couple of examples down here. Cameron, Sydney, and Zach, all of them have built pretty large referral networks. Cameron would be someone that's just starting out on that journey, and he's referred 13 friends. From that, he's earned over $100 just by bringing people into the application. Sydney's well on her way to almost 100, and from that, she's made $200. Zach is someone that we call a power user. Zach has recruited almost 800 people, and from those 800 people, $1,600 just by inviting people to the application, giving them the same opportunity that you're doing. Because we recognize the value of referrals and the value of your time and your network, we view as something as very important. We want to increase what we've done in the past around the specific feature. And so just today, we've released 2 new features. And we've made 2 new updates to some of the things you guys have been using throughout your BIGtoken journey. First of all, the referral bonuses are changing right now. Over the course of this webinar, we've made updates in our system. And so referrals used to pay 15 points, 15 to 25 points, depending on when you join the application and when you've been referring people. We've just made a big shift. What we're going to do in the future, to incentivize you guys more, to give you more opportunity to build passive income from this platform, we're going to incentivize you guys to refer more people. The way we're going to do that, you're going to get 10 points now when someone signs up and verifies their email, right? When they complete the onboarding wizard, you give some permissions, you answer a couple questions when you sign up, you take that first-time user experience. When your referral completes that, you're going to get 30 points. Now, after that, if the user or when the user answers the first 10 questions after the wizard, and they can do this at any time, it doesn't have to all be in one sitting, you're going to get an additional 60 points. In the United States, this is $1 per referral. And so we're going from 20 points to 100 points. We're going from 20 cents in the US to $1 in the US. We want to incentivize you guys to unlock the power of building a network in BIGtoken. Because like these guys have talked about, this is where all of the money-making value comes from. Now, we've also made some adjustments to our feature called Stream. Stream is the portion of the application where you earn, actually creating those earnings from your network. The exciting thing about BIGtoken, you not only earn from the people you've directly referred, you earn from the people your referrals referred, all the way down to 9 levels. And so if I referred Hash and Hash referred Shawn and Shawn referred Russ, I would be making money, not just from Hash's actions and activity in the platform, but I'd also be making money from Shawn. and also from Russ, right? And so you want to build a strong first line. You want to build your network of referrals to lots of people. And as Hash talked about, you want to find those leaders, right? You want to find people that are going to be really active, people that are going to refer a lot of people as well. We have some users that referred 5 power users, 5 influencers, right? And those users themselves didn't have big personal networks, but they found people that did, right? And it was those people that then referred hundreds and in some cases thousands. And so they tapped into the power of their network and drove a lot of value. We're making some changes, right? Stream used to go down 15 levels, but you only got 5% from your direct referrals. 5% of their earnings were passed up to you. What we're doing, we're making a big change, okay? We're taking 6 of those levels away, so we're going from 15 to 9. But with that, we're increasing the value of level 1 from 5 to 15, and then the value of level 2 from 5 to 8. And so now you're going to make more money from the people you directly refer while still benefiting from their network. Like we talked about before, we have people making hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars from bringing people into BIGtoken and utilizing that feature. There is power to be unlocked in your network. You're valuable, your data is valuable, your network's valuable. One thing that Facebook understood early on was that you're valuable, your data is valuable, and your network's valuable, but they didn't pay you for it, right? Here's an opportunity to create that value and earn from that value and help us on a journey to revolutionize how your digital data is being used for now and in the future. So thank you, Russ, and everybody. We're going to pass it back to Russ. We're going to take your questions. Really excited to get into anything that you'd like to ask us or the panelists. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much, Kris. That sounds super exciting, the new features. Obviously, I'm excited about it because I'm a fan. So we're going to move on to QA now. If you guys have any questions, again, it's in that right-hand box on your screen where you can type in questions. I've already got a few, and I'm going to route them to the panelists. I've got a question here from Bridget for Shawn. It says, Shawn, for Honeygain, do you get any benefit from running 3 phones at once, or is it just the bandwidth from one phone that gets you paid for it?
Hi, Bridget. Great question. Yes, you do get more benefit by running the full 3 devices per internet connection, but you can run 3 devices on unlimited different internet connections. So if you have a business account with multiple ISPs, you could have 3 devices on each ISP, all banking into the same account.
Interesting. Well, that's a good tactic for those who sign up for that.
You can make real money with that app.
I got a question here for Kris. This is from Pablo. Can you speak to some of the payment delays that people have been experiencing in BIGtoken?
Yeah, so, and I appreciate the question, Pablo. We definitely understand how frustrating things have been for our users over the last few months. I've talked to Shawn about it on Shawn's show. We talked with some other people about it. It's something that we take very seriously. Our commitment to our users and the effort our users put in, we appreciate. And in keeping our side of the bargain is something that weighs heavy on us day in and day out. As I've talked about with Shawn before, and I've talked to some other people on their channels, when we launched globally and the user growth that occurred, we didn't necessarily anticipate for. And the ways that we have to process payment requires a lot of review, a lot of checks and balances, a lot of security checks. We want to make sure that where you're requesting our payments to be sent to you is actually representative of you. We care about your payment. We care about your payment getting to you. This took a lot of manual review on the account level, on the user level, and on the payment method connection. And so we spent a good portion of December through sort of February, getting those systems to be more automated and to be more streamlined. We were able to, from that, start releasing payment in February and March to users around the world. Now, what we're also doing, and we realize that there's things that we can do to make the payment experience better for users, things that users have been requesting. And a couple of those things are making payment cycles more predictable, making the payment date anticipation explicit, and last, being able to do things like withdraw more at specific times. So we're working very, very hard around the clock on creating front-end in-app changes that will solve these problems. We'll have updates in the next couple of weeks to a month that will explain this in greater detail. We are working on systems to solve payment predictability and payment issues to make sure you guys know when you're getting paid, to get out the value that you've created, and to have certainty around that. Again, we understand it's frustrating. We appreciate all of you staying with us that have, and you've been on this journey. This is a growing not just opportunity to make money, but a growing global movement where you get ownership of your data and your digital self, your digital identity. And so we're on a journey. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for the question.
Great, thanks, Kris, and thank you, Pablo, for that question. Okay, I've got a question from Ivan. This one is for Hash.
Shawn, you want to add something?
Oh,
Yeah, I just wanted
Shawn?
to weigh in on that last question. I know there's a lot of users in this stream probably that have been around BIGtoken for a long time and have gone through the USA only payments to the worldwide expansion. I just want to let people know, if you are new to this application and you're kind of on the fence, you're wondering what's going on. When they were doing USA only payments, every single payment was on time. And now they have billions of new users. So they got to catch up to that. We all got to understand that as users.
Appreciate that comment, Shawn.
On our way to billions, not billions yet, but we're close.
You know what I mean?
Billions is a big number.
Quite an expansion.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, I think this is the final question I've got. This one is for Hash from Ivan. You're a comedian, Hash. Is it easier to be funny when you're recruiting people, or should you be more serious?
It depends on the client. That's a great question, Ivan. Thank you. I get that a lot, actually. Sometimes the comedy can backfire because they're like, I don't want to be, getting legal services and identity theft protection from somebody that's just joking around. But sometimes that kind of loosens the situation up where people feel comfortable and they relate to you a little better. They're like, this guy's a regular person, so they can see themselves doing it too. No matter who you are, you can see like, hey, if he can do it, I can do it. And this is the kind of people that I'm going to be around as well, because your team is basically, we're still doing Zooms right now, and we're just hanging out talking to each other. And you've never met. We're like, I've seen you on Facebook. I've seen you this way. And so it's a big family. So comedy does help, I think.
Thank you for that, Hash. I think we've got another question for Shawn. This question is from Angie. What is the rail number again? What does that mean? Oh, no, never mind. Thank you, Natalie, the operator, for texting me the actual question, one that I can understand and read, which is helpful. Question for Shawn. Can you put your relinks on Facebook, or do they put a blockage on it? I'm a Facebooker. So are you being restricted by Facebook from sharing your referral codes, is the question.
If you go to my page, just look for Shawn Willard, Vancouver, BC, or Shawn Willard, Passive Online Incomes. Type those words in the search bar, you'll find me. You can check out all my referral links, and videos are all posted there constantly.
Shawn, do you find that does Facebook ever try to stop you from sharing because they flag you or something like that?
Well, that's the thing. I am flagged for spamming.
So in other words, you have to be, you can't
I'm
just
in Facebook jail. I'm in Facebook jail right now. I can't post in groups, but I can post on my own timeline and my group, Passive Online Incomes.
So a couple things that you could do is, post in your own timeline, create your own groups, invite people to it, create content like Shawn's done, right? Shawn's done a great job of creating valuable content for people about how to make passive income. You've built a community around that, right? And so one way to go is create content that's authentic to you, right? And then use those groups, because then you're not blocked from posting in your own group.
You know, and
So-
also get out there and search for people that are in the same interests as you're in. Like their comment, watch their comment, let them know that you're there. And that's how you're going to get noticed.
That's a really good point. Engaging with somebody else's content is almost never rated as spam, especially if you watch it and have a meaningful comment about it. So it's always a way to engage with somebody. Great
and you
answers.
utilize it yourself.
Great answers, you guys. Thank you again for sharing your knowledge, Shawn, Hash, and Kris. We appreciate it. And we are coming to the end of our webinar. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, we're going to send you a copy of this presentation if you want any of the information that we covered that's in the presentation. Please follow us on social media. Once again, the hashtag for this particular webinar is Big Money Webinar. You can follow us on big_token in terms of our Twitter handle, or BIGtoken_app on Instagram. Also, both Shawn and Hash have BIGtoken referral codes. So please, if you're joining up on BIGtoken, give them the credit for spending this time with us and sign up with their referral codes. Also, we've got Hash's Legal Shield referral code in there, which is, so the BIGtoken referral is HashCash, and you can see the Legal Shield referral code in there. So please use those. Sorry, what's that?
885.wearelegalshield.com.
There you go. And it's in the presentation as well. Thank you guys, everyone who's with us. Thank you to the other influencers who are watching, including SF734 Tech, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Have a
thank
good
you.
night, guys.